And it's muted. I'm in Firefox. All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Fearless Floyd Show. As always, it's me, your host, Fearless Floyd, and today is Thursday, August 3rd, 2023. And I've had a very interesting morning. I am liquidating an estate as the trustee, and I have a bunch of silver, Buffalo Rounds, American Eagles, dates from 2000 all the way up to 2021. I am liquidating. They are on eBay, as well as another local auction house who will ship it to you. Bring them up. Let me bring up my watches. That way you can see everything that I have available. Share my screen. All right, this is Summit Auction Galleries. They're down the street over here on 34th Street. It's run by Kelly McDaniel. Here you go, 2013s. These are single coins. There's lots of 10. These are the Buffaloes. And these are no reserves. So if you like to acquire some of this silver, there you go. And I have others available as well. This is just like maybe a quarter of the lot that I have available. I've probably gotten rid of a quarter already. Yeah, that's going out today. That's what I was doing all morning, is packaging those up, getting ready to take them to the post office, which I will do after I do this video. So there you go. They are available on Summit Auctions. They are also available on eBay. Selling. There we go. Something for. All right. Show you guys over here. I posted this in my Telegram. Of course, you know, people think it's a potential scam because, they're fake accounts. But no, here you go. There's my name right there, Fearless Floyd Show. This is ebay.com. So, this is no bullshit. And here you go. There's some 2021s, some 2018s, 2013, 2013, 2013, 2018, 2021. And of course, all my trust classes, as well as Anne's book. So there you go. So if you want to get a class, you want to get a book, and this is all, this is softcover books, ebooks. Here's an autograph copy. They're all available on here on eBay. So if you're interested in silver, and, most people don't know this, if you own 500 ounces of silver, you're in the top 1% in the world holders of silver. Absolutely. Okay. I had a conference call last night with a core group from one of Anna von Reitz's state assemblies. And I'm going to tell you right off the bat, for me personally, extremely distressing phone call. I heard things that just blew my mind. I was appalled. I probably said that 10 times to the group. We're going to dive into this here in a minute. I wanted to let you guys know that there are other nationals out there. Now, I don't care if you're in David Lester Straight's group, Destry Payne's group, Anna von Reitz's group, or some other assembly out there, or you're in a private membership association, okay, in your region. Issue is, okay, for some reason, none of you want to act in harmony, even though you have the same freaking goal, like Anna von Reitz's camp, or we're over in David Lester Strait and we don't like Anna von Reitz or Destry Payne, or we don't like anybody else. You know, our way is the highway. Everybody else, beat it. You know, that's not how this is working, okay? Anna divides and conquers. That's how she rolls, which is sad. Why is this saying preparing live stream? Yeah, okay. All right. Odd. Thought I was already live streaming. But anyway, that's what she does. She divides and conquers. Let me bring stuff up. I want to show you guys that I do my due diligence. Correction. So I know there's a new one. Ah, there she is. Share my screen. Okay, here's a playlist on my website or on my YouTube channel. Pause that. I'm not going to play it. But you see in here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 videos on Anna von Reitz. Not all of them are strictly on her. Some of them, like, you know, how to avoid your state assembly. Are we really nationals? They really don't play into the whole Anna von Reitz narrative. However, they do cover the context of being a national. All right. So, like right here, you see Anna von Reitz bank and debit card. Here we go, 2023 debit card. Have y'all gotten y'all's debit cards yet? Anybody in the assembly, please send me a copy or send me a picture of one. I'd love to see your debit card from Anna von Reitz. I'd love to see your bank statement. Can any of you guys do that? No, I don't think so. Okay. Just like I told you, when did I do this video? Pause that one. A year ago. A year ago. Okay. The whole premise behind Anna von Reitz in this bank, in these debit cards, was supposed to be Anna was going to access your SGKV trust and get your funds and put them in a bank so you can use them and access them to pay your bills. Was not the original statement by Anna von Reitz. Absolutely. I was there, heard it, okay? And what happened? You didn't get dick. She brought in some third-party Yahoo, and what has happened? She is embezzling, stealing, not hundreds of dollars, not thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not in the millions, that you people, okay? And I'm going to call you people, because I'm sorry. I've warned you. I've put out the videos. I've been telling you guys for 3 freaking years. Anna von Reitz is a con artist. She is a grifter. She is strictly trying to steal your money, time, energy. She has nothing else to do up there in Big Lake. Nothing except hustle. And she's hustling every one of you. And if you send her 1 nickel, you've overpaid her a dime. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. And I find that appalling that she's allowed to continue to do this. And there's still people that are foolish enough to send this woman money, expecting something to come to fruition from her diatribe, throwing the carrot out in the road, making you chase it. You're never, ever, ever, and I'll say it again, never, ever going to get a debit card issued by any associate of Anna Von Reitz or James C. Belcher. Never. You're never going to see a bank account. Your bills are never going to get paid through Anna Von Reitz. Go ask Terry Soms about her foreclosed home and see if that is true. Oh, the Sign in America project. How many people lost their houses behind that? I bet there's millions of dollars in real estate lost behind people assuming that the Sign in America program was effective, and it was not, and they got their property taken away from them. Absolutely. Terry. Yes, I am pissed. Okay. I try to help people every freaking day. It's my redemption process. It's my path to recovery and sobriety. That's what this is all about. It's what it is for me. Okay. I need to change the way my name is viewed. Okay. If you Google my name, you're going to see a lot of garbage behind me because I created that. So now I have to clean all that up, and everything from the future, it needs to be positive. It has to have a good reflection on my name, my legacy for my ancestors in the future. They can look back and go, hey, he started off bad, but he was a really good dude. He turned out well. Too bad he could have been that, the whole time of his life. Imagine what all he could have done and had not wasted 60 freaking years being an intractable juvenile delinquent. Absolutely. I admit that. I'm the first one to admit it. I was a crazy SOB. Didn't give a damn. Okay. But here I am. I'm giving a damn now. Okay. I don't have to waste my time and energy and money dedicating it to going after people who are conning other people because it doesn't affect my life in any shape, form, or fashion. I do it out of the kindness of my own heart and my own integrity. So I'm putting this out there for every national, and I don't care if you're in Destry's group, David's group, Anna's group. I don't care which group you are in. Y'all all need to conjoin together as one consolidated group. Okay? Take your guru, mentor, cult leader, whatever the hell you want to call them. Send them on their way. You do not have to have a figurehead to operate as a national, to conjoin with like-minded people. Divide and conquer. That's what they want you to do. This, Destry is, I've spoken to Destry on the phone for hours. I can call him right now if I want. And he told me some things about Anna Von Reitz that were, again, appalling and depraved. And that woman has, no business being a figurehead for anybody, much less calling herself a fiduciary. Okay. All these trips, all these communications with the Vatican. So, Anna, do you have any proof, 100% fact evidence, that you've communicated with the Vatican? Any 100% fact evidence that you've sent an emissary or yourself to the Vatican? I want to see plane ticket receipts. I want to see hotel room receipts. I want to see restaurant receipts. I want to see transportation receipts. I want to see the receipts. I want to see some evidence, Anna. You ain't got it. You ain't got nothing, Anna, but a bunch of hot air, a bunch of con words for your people that you're conning. So for all of you out there who are still to this day following Anna Von Reitz, okay, after I left the Texas Assembly, all right, after a year, I looked at my paperwork yesterday, my membership agreement. I stamped it with my own personal estate stamp, December 26th, 2020. I'm going to pull that up. All right. I lasted about a year because I wanted to listen to everybody. I want to see who the movers and shakers were. I want to see who the wallflowers were. I want to see who had egos, who had a power trip. And I got all that. So after a year, I was elected to justice for the Texas State Assembly under the Anna Von Reitz Federation, whatever that is. Yeah, go look that up. Try to find that. Try to find out who the Federation is. You're not going to, ever. Okay. And I've repeated this constantly to people. I put out videos, same thing. Who's the Federation members? Who's this legal law firm or whatever the hell she wants to call it? Who are those people? Who are those attorneys? Where are they licensed to practice law? What courts are they licensed to or certified to practice law in? And it's not going to provide you with any of that, not one scintilla of that evidence. So don't expect it. Ask for it. You're not going to get it ever. It's a con. You're in a cult. Okay? You're being brainwashed. Now, as I told the group last night, and as I've previously done in my videos here, okay? Historical orator, Anna Von Reitz, 2 thumbs up. Man, she's fantastic at relaying American and world history to you. 2 thumbs up. Conning you out of your money, 2 thumbs up. And you know what I heard her say one night on her Monday night webinar? And this is what, again, appalling, depraved. People were complaining about the way she was spending the money that was being donated. You know what she told them? I'll spend your donated money anyway. And I'm paraphrasing, not word for word. I'll spend your donated money any way I like, and you can all just go to hell. Really? Well, you're all going to hell. She told you. She told you flat out, you're going to hell. You want to complain about how she spends your money? You can go to hell. You're going to hell. That's how Anna Von Reitz thinks of all her members. She's got a racket going. That woman must have a nest egg that's enormous. Okay, so guess what, Anna? We're coming for your ass now. You've got my full, undivided, 110% attention, as well as a core group of people who you have ripped off. And we're going to consolidate each and every one of those people. We're going to put together affidavits of truth. We're going to put together all the fact evidence that you're running a scam. We're going to hit you. We're going to hit you where it counts. Okay, woman, we're coming after you. We, not me, not Fearless Floyd, or Feckless Floyd, as you'd like to call me. Okay, I've got a group. We're coming. For those of you who still want to participate in your assembly, go right ahead. You're wasting your time, money, and energy. And I'll say it again. You're wasting your time, energy, and money. 110%. Absolutely. Now, are there other people out there who are like-minded, who have a goal? They want to get out of the de facto. They understand the corruption, and they want to de jure, and they want to live privately and peacefully in harmony? Those people are available to you. Okay, you can go find them. You don't have to go to an assembly to meet those people, to interact with them, and to move towards goals. They're available. They're out there. And we're going to put all this together. Okay, I want to consolidate everybody, all the nationals. And I don't care who you're affiliated with. I don't care what your name is. I don't care if you're, the American State National Group, Liberty National Group. Man, there's dozens of them out there. There's dozens of PMAs. There's dozens of these de jure counties all over the country. And none of them can communicate with each other. None of them even know that each other exists. So why can't we put together one consortium, one united front of all these individuals who can readily abandon their current association with their assembly and create their own thing nationwide? That's the people. That's we the people. That's we the people standing up in harmony, making our voices heard. Okay. Now, I've made a little headway into the red pill QAnon people. Okay. I tell them, and I'm going to tell you again, Donald Trump's not going to come riding in here and save the day with a stroke of a pen. The economy is not going to change when Donald J. Trump becomes president in 2024. It ain't happening. You are not going to get this overnight. He's got a freaking body of 535 congressmen who will fight him tooth and nail. Because why? Oh, they got this big money laundering campaign going on through the Ukraine. Right? Yeah. How did the United States shred through $1.8 trillion in 8 weeks? 8 weeks, folks. That's how much money we spent the past 2 months under the Biden administration. It took us 200 plus years to do that prior to get in $1.8 trillion. Over 200 years. Joe Biden did it in 8 weeks. 8 freaking weeks. Where's that money going? Where is that money going? It can't be going to Ukraine to fight a war. I mean, how much money does it cost to fight a war? Oh, they're sure not going to tell us. But back to the whole Andaman Rights National. Okay. I am going to, because rename this. All right. Here on my screen. All right. This right here is a Telegram group, Nationals for Truth. Here's the description. My name is Floyd Pleasant Harden IV, aka Fearless Floyd, a former retired justice of the Texas State Assembly of Anna's Federation of States. This was a private group. I've recently opened it up to the public. This group is for communication only, although it has been battered with videos, information, and stuff like that. I'm going to create this for you guys. I'm going to go over here and put it in. Yeah. People don't understand. While I'm over here, I am going to go ahead and read what's in the chat. Hey, John, long time no see. I went out and got me some sexy shirts because you know how me and James C. love it. We like to play. So we're in a sexy shirt contest. So I'm going to have to go out and get a couple more to add to my wardrobe since I'm now going to do some more noon shows. Thank you guys for being here, man. I really do like doing the live shows. It's fun, refreshing. I could start my day off like that. In the morning I come out, answer my texts, answer my emails, do whatever else I need to do. Like I got to prepare some stuff for the post office. get that done. And, then I can go up, take a shower, come back down here and start rolling. And then I can head to the gym or do whatever I need to do. So yeah, I am back in the gym full time, blowing and going. Clint, hey man, what's going on, bro? Hi, Heather. Can I buy some of that silver? Yeah, Anna Von Wright's $100 bills, absolutely. You don't mind if it's silver foil wrap chocolate coins? Yeah, we're self-gathering, work together. Yes, absolutely, Clint. Hey, Phil. Let me address this real quick. He's gonna probably keep calling me. And my boy James just left the house to go shopping for sexy shirts. Love it. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Let's see. Hey, Margaret. Hello, Dell Associates and Phil Wayne. So, Nationals for Truth, I just put that over here in the chat. So, for you watching the video, go over to the chat, click on that link, join it. The dynamics and context of that group will change. Kim Reynolds, who is the former Texas State coordinator, pretty much rules that. I have another one. I have that chat hub, and then I have another one for posting information. We'll get into that later. So all you guys, please join that, and we're going to move to take down these fraudulent assembly gurus. And there's a million of them. Yeah, this one's nice. I really like this one. You see the one I was wearing yesterday? That's my 80s throwback. I call that my kid and play shirt. I saw that. I was like, oh man, that's so 80s. I got to get that. Sure. Yeah, Clint. So when I tell you that Anna has conned, hundreds of thousands of dollars. I mean, this is. I mean, they were pushing up to the millions in speculation last night with just what they know. The issue for me is, I've did all these videos on Anna Von Wright's, but most of them are from, 2 years ago or longer. The more recent ones are just addressing the bank card and the debit card, kind of blasting you guys because you keep chasing that carrot that doesn't exist, and it's very sad. And I couldn't take it anymore, and I quit paying attention to Anna Von Wright's. I moved over to other targets, i.e., Chris Hauser, Patrick Marino, et cetera, et cetera. I just did one on Bonnie Straight. So if you haven't watched that video or that 4-part series I did on Bonnie Thomas Straight, or Bonnie Allen Thomas, which is her real name, who's currently incarcerated at the Hobby Unit in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, even after she met David Lester Straight and utilized all his documents to try to keep her out of jail, prison, or probation. Ultimately, it failed. She went in and got sentenced to 5 years. I can't remember off the top of my head. But she got sentenced to prison. She's up for parole in November. So I don't like anybody, to be in prison, especially at this time of year when, I would say probably 85% of all Texas prisons do not have air conditioning. Okay. All they have is the big industrial fans in the windows. If that, they might have a ventilation system, but for the most part, you get a whirlwind fan out of commissary, and that's your air conditioner. And they also sell those little chill towels that you get wet, wring out, put around your neck. So yeah, I'm getting off on that. But anyway, so we're going to address this. We're going to attack this. We need to take Annabon rights down because people are losing their homes. Now they're losing their savings, believing that this fake ass bank that she has established with this, whoever this third party guy is. I don't even, they told me his name last night. It basically went in one ear out the other because when I heard the figures, man, I just put my head down. I was like, oh my God, this is just unbelievable. So it sucks. Thank you, Margaret. James. Yeah. Hey, Eternally Four. I get it. Lone Star, all these crypto educators on What's Up Telegrams are fraud. Do you know of a legitimate educator? Yes. The original Mark Z has a crypto guy or two. You can go to his channel, the original Mark Z on YouTube. He has a website, originalmarkz.com, I believe. Go check him out. He's got a couple of videos. He just did one, I believe, last Wednesday, week ago, with a crypto guy. So go check him out. Yeah, all the ones on Telegram, they're all fraudulent. And, I've had people steal my identity on Telegram and actually try to communicate with me using my own stuff, send me a scam, my own logo, my own name, everything. I was like, oh my God, this guy's got some balls. But anyway, let's get back to Annabon rights. Let me give you my theory, how Anna rolls. Like I said earlier in this video, she's a great historical orator, one of the best, okay? Got to give it to her and David Straight. They can tell a story like nobody's business, carry the day. Absolutely. Are they in it for the money? Absolutely. They're not in it to save you. They're not in it to rescue you. They're not in it to make sure that you're financially stable for the rest of your life. No. They're in it for the money. How do I know? Because I get emails from I can't remember the name of the company that David Straight uses to promote all his seminars. But every weekend, David's in some other state doing a seminar. Visiting hours are 8 to 5, Saturday and Sunday in Texas prisons. So guess who's not going to see his wife every weekend for that 2-hour visit? David Lester Straight. Absolutely. So does he care about his wife? Does he care about anybody except the almighty dollar? I don't know. Establish your own opinion. Let your conscience be the guide. Let's see. Lone Star. Okay, I address that. Heather, can I say this as far as Iran talk yesterday, them stating that they have a boat that will go over 100 knots? Yes, they did. I can pull the law of physics, won't allow that, and then carry any weapons, no dishonor. Well, Heather, and not to get off topic of Annabon rights and the national movement, that's what this video is about, but I will address that because that was in yesterday's video that I did bring up. It's not so much the import of the Iranian Republican Guard official boasting that they have ships that are potentially, and I'm adding potentially, capable of doing 135 knots, which literally is, circles around the U.S. Navy. That could be a bogus, inflated claim. However, the whole entire principle upon me bringing that up was that a country on Earth admitted openly to the public that they have deep underground military bases. That's never happened before, ever. Okay, the United States has had them for decades, if not a century, and they still won't admit it. But Iran did. That was the key phrase. If Iran has them, and they've been having them, and they've been under the scrutiny of the United States government for decades, since what, the 80s? I'm sure we have a satellite that just does nothing but look at Iran. and watch them, see what their nuclear capabilities are, see how much uranium they're enriching for their nuclear program. Absolutely. And they have deep underground military bases, and they admit it. That is news. That is huge news. That's worldwide news. That's as big as, hey, there's aliens. Okay. So how do you think they got all those? You think they took excavating equipment, and yeah, they have huge tunnel borers that, are big as houses to do that. But where's all that material going that they excavate out? They have alien technology. Don't think they don't. All countries. All right, let me get back here. Heather, I hope I addressed that for you. Same thing in my Telegram. Yeah, I know, it's nuts. Let's see, Eternally Wifer. Hello, Derek. Huge supporter of yours. Thank you. Wondering if you were available for one-on-one consultation this weekend or sometimes. Yeah, I'm always available. You can always go to my website and set that up. Call me. You can text me, email me if there's floydshow@yahoo.com. Yeah, I do one-on-one consultations. Yeah, James, hey, James is my boy, the bad wolf. He is, yeah. I love James. I would love to be able to talk to him on a daily basis, but it is what it is. We're all busy, and I try to allow those others who are influencers in this movement. I'm not going to call us gurus, but influencers. Like I said, James has some new information coming out, and I'm telling you, when he drops that bomb, I can't wait. So I'm very excited about that. I'm excited for James, and I got to give A6 his props. A6 grind time, y'all if y'all aren't watching A6 grind time on YouTube, every Sunday about 7:00 Central, he comes on, does a video. Sometimes he's producing some shorts now, every now and then. So go check out my boy A6 and support him. Eon, he put out a video yesterday, talking about, was it $60,000 or $65,000 tax credit that's now available. So y'all want to go check out that video from Eon. All right, Clint. Seminars, Russ. I don't understand that, Clint. See, 135 knot hydrofoils. Geez, they didn't go into an explanation in the article that was published about exactly what types of seagoing vessels these were, or the propulsion systems or guidance or anything like that. So all I know is they said that they had seafaring vessels that would do 135 knots. Well, thank you, Eternally Y4. Yeah, we try, man. I just want to help one person every day. If I could do that, then I've accomplished, a lot in my life. Just doing that, and hopefully I can do that every day. And that's kind of why I do this channel. Do this group to share with you my experiences, other people's experiences that I trust their views. I associate myself with other influencers who are more knowledgeable than me, more intelligent than I am. And that's saying a lot because, not toot my horn, but I've been tested twice for my IQ, both times in prison. First time was a 137. First time was a 134. Second time was a 137. And then the last time I went, man, everything just, yeah, the whole testing system was shot. When I got to my unit, I was like, what the hell is up with all this? She goes, oh, don't even pay attention to it. They've screwed it all up now. I'm like, oh, okay. So I surround myself with people that are more intelligent than I am or know more than I do about a specific topic or topics. And I do that for a reason. I don't want to talk to somebody, or try to learn from somebody that, doesn't know as much as I do or doesn't have as much experience as I do. So that's why I try to reach out to, all these heavy hitters that you know and love. Um, we do have alien tech in our own that has never made it public. Uh, Getting off topic, getting into aliens and UFOs and stuff. But if you guys want to read an excellent book, excellent, probably the best book ever written on UFOs and alien technology, The Day After Roswell by the late retired Lieutenant Colonel Philip J. Corso. He also has a ghostwriter that wrote the book with him. But he worked for the Foreign Technology Office, I think. It was called Foreign something, but Foreign Technology or Foreign. But he worked under I think a 3-star or 2-star general. And they had one of the old 3 or 4 drawer metal filing cabinets in this general's office. And every now and then he would call Colonel Corso in there, and he'd have this artifact sitting. I'll just use my my earbuds here as an example. So he'd have that artifact sitting on his desk, and Corso would come in and he'd say, Corso knew immediately what it was. It was some type of alien technology recovered from a crash site. And all the military organizations, they all fight to go get this technology. They may be working now in harmony in the military industrial complex, but for the most part, it was compartmentalized. So the Air Force would go out and try to get to the crash retrieval site prior to the Marines or the Army, because they were all in competition for this technology. So he would take this and he would explain to him, okay, I don't know what it is, don't know what it does, but you need to take it and go have it figured out. So Corso had a relationship with various research and development departments for military industrial complex contractors, as well as universities, colleges, and research laboratories all over the world. So he would take this and, like he'd go to Lockheed Martin to their research and development. He'd give it to him and say, okay, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it does. I don't know what the composition of it is, but I need you guys to reverse engineer this and figure out what it does. And he did that with multiple items, some of which you've probably used today. You're using a mouse, you're using laser technology. That's where that came from. If you went up and heated up something in your microwave, i.e. your coffee or breakfast, or even your lunch, microwave technology. Reason that we're able to do this live stream right now, silicon wafer. Absolutely. All that's alien technology. All that came from the book, Day After Roswell, by the late retired Lieutenant Colonel Philip J. Corso. Go get that book on Amazon, read it. It's a great book. I've read a lot of books in my life, especially when I was in prison. I read hundreds of books. Fiction, I read that as escapism because I didn't like to go hang out in the day room and go through count and, sit there and watch a movie, go through the commercials. And then halfway through the movie, they want to watch something else and they'll change channels. Then you got to sit in the day room for another hour, wait for the end time. So I just rather read a book. Most of the books that I read that I wanted to read or desired to read were ones that were annotated with footnotes that had references. That was a big thing for me. One of the books that I read was a very eye-opening book called The Underground Empire. And it was, I don't want to say 1,800 pages or something, just an enormous paperback book. And somebody had given me a stack of paperback books, and it was included in that stack. And it was the last book I read in that stack because it was so thick. I just went through all the thin ones first, and I got to that one, and man, I started in that, and I was entranced with the narrative of this book. And basically what it does is it covered 3 different law enforcement operations. And what it did is, back in the 80s, they take out a drug dealer and 2 would replace them. They take out those 2, 4 would replace them. So what they were trying to do is, and they were going through so much red tape in their department, agency, bureau of their law enforcement unit, or agency. I'll just use Houston Police Department, use that for an example. Okay, so what they did is they created an outside core group, law enforcement officials from different agencies, bureaus, and organizations on the federal, state, and county levels. They created this offshoot group and created their own authority, and they went after the street dealers and popped them and worked their way up to the kingpins. And they did 3 different profiles. First one was a weed dealer from, I want to say, like Ohio or something, who got so big he moved to Florida, actually tried to buy an island to grow his weed, then negotiated with a king of that country to have the country grow it for him. Made so much money that he was buying freighters to import or export, to import all this weed. The other one was a cocaine dealer from Mexico, and man, I can't remember what the third one was now. I should actually go back and read that book. That's an excellent book if you want some true life, real escapism, and understand how the buy and bust methodology process from the 80s was established. There you go. And I can't remember the name of the group. Excellent book. Go check it out. Let's see. Okay. Eternally, I'll be looking for you. A Peachy family. Done the administrative process and have a judgment of non-response recorded with the county recorder's office. Do you know the next step to enforce? Okay, I'm going to tell you, Abe, like I tell everybody, I don't know what you've done. I don't know what you haven't done. I don't know what you know and don't know. So from that point, I can't really advise you because I don't know what you did prior to that. Have you done a public notice? Have you published it? Do you have an affidavit of publication? Have you done a notary presentment? These are all questions. My understanding, I should be able to hire the sheriff to serve information subpoenas to defendants and then file liens on their personal property. Before you do any of that, you need to speak with someone like myself. I don't know how much experience James has with the private administrative process, but you definitely need to talk to somebody and walk through everything that you've done, everything that you need to do, and everything that you can lawfully and legally do in the future. So before you go out there and start filing liens on anybody, okay, and this is for everybody, do not file a UCC1 financing statement, commercial lien on anybody, any person. Do not do it unless you have a bona fide security interest or a security agreement in place. Otherwise, you're committing a felony. Okay, so don't do that. Reach out. Okay, ask people what you can do. So don't put yourself in a wreck. Don't end up like Chris Hauser. That's what he did. I'm here in Texas as well, in process of discharging cases. Oh, you're in Fort Bend County eternally? Shit, you're right around the corner. I'm off 290 in Hollister. You know where the LA Fitness is at Hollister and Tidwell? I can walk to it. That's my sanctuary. That's my church. That's where I go to de-stress, get focused, get all this pent up energy out of me. And oh yeah, I had fun yesterday. Yeah, I can pull this up. You know how you go to the gym and you see these people who don't know how to work out, and then you see these other people who do know how to work out, and you see the big muscle heads that are, all roided out, and then you see the people in there that just busting their ass. I'm that guy. So, I don't know if y'all can see this. Let me get zoom. I don't know if you can embrace that, but you can see my t-shirt. It's soaking wet. Actually, my shorts are soaking wet. So that's the first hour of cardio. Just the first hour. Then I went another 2.5 hours. I walked out of there at 8:30. I walked out of there at 8:15. That's I think 990 on the leg press that I was doing. So yeah, I'm getting there, getting where I want to be. I will be doing a photo shoot here probably the next 2 weeks. I'll be gearing up for that. So how I roll. When I go to the gym, I may not be all muscles and huge and, stacked and all that, but I want everybody in that gym to go, you know what? Ain't nobody in here working out harder than that guy. That guy's killing it. I'm that guy. I'm going to bust my ass. I want to outwork everybody. I want to be the best in the gym. I want to be noticed that way. Okay. I don't want to be noticed for what I got, what I ain't got. I want them to know that I'm going to put in the work, time, the effort. And that's with everything that I do. If you're not going to go in there and try to be the best you can be, don't even go in there. Don't even waste your time. Lone Star. Hey, Eternally, since you're in Fort Bend County, hit me up. Okay. Send me an email, hit me up on Telegram. Let's connect. Lone Star, what happened to Christopher Hauser and his program? Well, Christopher got caught with his pants down telling too many lies. That's all I can say. He got kicked out of his own Telegram group. How does that happen? The theory on Chris, and I spoke to Chris, okay, and I'll tell you guys this. And I told the group last night because I was explaining to them exactly, what I do. I spoke to Chris for about 2.5 hours after he popped up on, YouTube and started getting real big with 1099A stuff. So, of course, Chris has been to prison. He went to Tennessee. So Tennessee and Texas have this weird connection. It all goes back to the founding of the state of Texas. But somebody who's been to prison, spent a significant amount of time in there, we have our own lingo that we use. We call it prison slang. So we're able to talk in prison slang and easily understand exactly what we're talking about. So when I talk to somebody and, we get into that whole prison mentality, I can vet them like that. I can pretty much tell, if they've done time in Texas or they've done time out of state. It's that pervasive. So what Chris did, which many of you may or may not know, he went and paid somebody $6,500 to file fraudulent UCC1 commercial liens against his former wife that he was divorcing at the time, her attorney, and I think the judge and, the clerk and anybody else they could, attack if they felt that they were being slighted or wronged. They got popped, a bunch of them. They were called the Knoxville Patriots. This was in Knoxville, Tennessee. At the time of their trial, there was some type of sovereign citizen event in Tennessee. They, as a group, the defendants, Chris Hauser and his co-defendants, filed a motion in the district court in Tennessee to remove the case to another venue due to the notoriety of the sovereign citizen event and the fact that they admitted on the open record that they too were sovereign citizens. and that they were going to get a prejudicial jury due to the event that had happened in Knoxville, Tennessee. So he admits he's a sovereign citizen. It's on the record. Hands down. End of story. Thank you, Chris Hauser. You're a domestic terrorist. You admitted it on the record. So we don't have to debate that any longer. So what happens is when you go to prison or you go to jail and you start talking that straw man, sovereign citizen, SPC, redemption manual, you start throwing out those buzzwords and you're going to get attention. Chris already had the attention because he was in USA Today. He was in all the Tennessee publications, newspapers. And so he already had this notoriety before he even got to prison. So when he got to prison, everybody already knew who he was. Tennessee's, they don't have big cities like they have here in Texas and, some of these other states, California, New York, etc. So that's big news there in Tennessee. So when that happened, when you get there, you attract people like flies on doo-doo. Okay. You see, I'm trying to clean up my act. And everybody wants to know what you know, and you want to know what they know. So y'all compare notes. And y'all figure out, hey, how do we get out of prison using this commercial process, the redemption manual, or whatever? So while Chris was there, okay, somebody had the old 1099 OID process, which I've shown you in my videos. I believe it's 2004. I had all the templates. They're on the 2004 1099 OID forms. I have them all. Thank God when I was in prison, I sent all that to an attorney here and was able to recover it once I got out of prison about a decade later. So yeah, that's what's up with that. So that's Chris came up with this. I don't know if he came up with the idea. I don't know if he's being mentored by an alphabet agency or an NGO like Booz Allen Hamilton, George Soros, Bill Gates Foundation, Clinton Foundation. It could be any one of those. I don't really know. All I know is when I saw it, I knew it wasn't right. I knew it didn't work. I knew it was risky. People were probably going to go to the penitentiary. And then when he started throwing out all these lists of all these automobile dealerships that people could go do a 1099A process to get a free car, and those dealerships got just destroyed. All the time, money, and energy wasted on people walking in. Just watch this video of this guy on YouTube, and he'll explain to you exactly how I can use this 1099A to buy a car. Really? I used to sell cars. Oh, no. Horrible. So how I vetted Chris Hauser, okay? Because, it's part of my program. It's what I do. In December, okay, he established a Telegram group, I believe October 17th. I went back from December to the first post in his Telegram group and read every thread, every one, thousands of posts. And what I was looking for is Chris had made a previously video, and then he stated it multiple times in multiple videos, that you would get relief in 45 days from the Treasury after you did the 1099A filing. So I counted 45 days. Nothing. Counted another 45 days to 90 days. Nothing. I went up to 120 days. Nothing. Kept going. Nothing. Not one person had a success. So I started posting numbers. Yeah. Day 211, next day, 212, next day, 213, and not one person caught it. What I was doing is posting days without a proven success. And I just got bored with it after a while. I was like, man, this is just a Fruit Loop troop here, man. These people don't know what the hell's going on. They are lost. They're going to follow this guy, and they're going to get in some trouble. That's what I did. I did my own research. I spoke to Chris Hauser. I vetted all his material. I went back and I read everything in his Telegram group. I made my own determination. Fraud, con man. Why is he doing it? This is my theory. Okay. I don't know if he did it, but whoever developed it, ingenious, I'll admit. He created a Telegram group, got in a bunch of people, with whys. Here's the carrot, come get it. So everybody dove in. And then he took the cream of the crop, pulled them over, and established another Telegram group. Those people were the brain trust to try to effectuate the process of the 1099A to get it to work. And of course, it doesn't. They've never gotten it to work. And Chris got kicked out of that own group. So that is how that works. That is the Chris Hauser story. So did somebody give him this ideation to develop this Telegram group to get people to perfect this 1099A process because he really didn't know how to perfect it, hoping that the majority of the people could come together and do it for him? There you go. That's my theory. So whoever did that, Chris did that, brilliant move, bro. Sadly, it didn't work out for you. So be careful with all. That's what happened to Chris Hauser. He has gone away. He said he was working with somebody in the Treasury to become a private banker and all that. But yeah, it ain't happening. Clint, Anavon has been good at putting out a lot of fluff. Where's the beef? Hot. Yeah. Stephen Greer has a good platform to address all this tech stuff. Yeah. I've followed Stephen Greer for a long time, decades. Back when he was actually a young man. Anna does put out a bunch of fluff, and she puts out a lot of animosity and dissension in the assemblies to keep them in constant chaos so she can keep control over them. Okay, when's a good time to speak with you regarding what I've done, what I haven't done? Contact info. Abe, best way, shoot me an email, floydshow@yahoo.com, or you can send me a direct message in Telegram. Oh yeah, Fort Bend, yeah, I already know. I've dealt with them. Let's see, what's today? I am booked tonight. I'm going to get my back piece finished. Color. We're going to put some color in that back. So I'm going to do that at 6. I don't know how long that's going. And then immediately following that, I will be at the filmmaker mixer and short film screening from 8 to 10. That's in Midtown of the Montrose. Other schedule over here. I try to keep my schedule open as flexible as possible. Sunday, I'm going to a concert. So yeah, I'm pretty much open this evening, and Sunday evening, I am booked. So I am free pretty much for the most part all other times. Yeah, it's freaking hot outside. 5 Hut, or is that shut? 2224. So the oldest town in Tennessee is where I call home. Have huge case I've been working on for mortgage and security fraud. Is that something you would want to take on or pass to James? I'm pretty sure James didn't even deal with any of that. The lead person on mortgage and security fraud, Ann LaFleur. She has a group in Telegram. Here, let me get it. Show it to you guys. Put the link in the chat for you guys. You can go join it. About foreclosures on Telegram. There's the link right there. So y'all go join that. There's some good information. Basically, what you're looking for in mortgage fraud is the notary. You want to get the certificate of notary from the Secretary of State to make sure that there's still a valid commissioned notary. There's a lot of that going on where they're using old stamps from other notaries or basically having forged notary stamps created. And they're just, forging all this stuff. And it's nationwide. Don't think it's just isolated in your jurisdiction. It's happening everywhere. And it's if you really want to know how deep it actually goes, go to reporttothegovernor.com, check out their website, and you'll see the infiltration of the drug cartels from Mexico have infiltrated Utah and Arizona, from the clerk all the way up to the Chief Justice of the Utah and Arizona Supreme Courts, all the politicians in between, law enforcement, prison personnel. It's nuts what they have going on. Human trafficking, drug trafficking, real estate fraud, mortgage fraud. Man, it's huge, enormous. And I've been waiting for the book to come out because I wanted to buy the book and I wanted to read it. But they keep delaying the publishing of the book. And of course, the author of the book, who's an attorney who's doing a previous RICO investigation, and it kind of sidetracked into his current investigation. So the drug cartels were getting concerned about his investigation, that it may pull them into his previous RICO investigation, because he's on a second RICO investigation. But the drug cartel actually sent one of their female members to establish a relationship with this attorney to kind of know what he's doing and report back to them, as well as commit their own fraudulent activities. So this woman actually established a relationship, got married, they had a child together, and the drug cartel has since kidnapped that child, still has that child in custody. Nobody knows where he's at. She has since turned state's evidence. She's, I believe, in a witness protection program. Of course, they are divorced now. But she was doing the whole notary thing, forging these real estate transactions. And what they're doing is they would steal these houses from these people, and then they'd give them to these politicians as a reward for doing something for them. And I'm a researcher, so I know what it is to research cases, trial records, appellate records. It's tedious, time-consuming, boring, but to put together everything that he did and put it in such a concise way, I don't know how many people it took to do that, but great book. Go check that out. So that's what's going on with the foreclosure and mortgage fraud. I do have a sponsor, Sean Adley with mortgageauditsonline.com. He's also a sponsor for James as well. You can utilize his service. I was contacted probably 2 or 3 weeks ago by a gentleman here in Austin, Texas, who actually trained Sean and has initiated for me to possibly bring him on as a sponsor or an advertiser. I don't know. I have not had a chance to get back with him, but I will in the future. He's still in my queue. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that. But, there are alternatives out there. But basically what you're looking for is fraud in the transaction Mystic Rose. Yes, you're more than welcome. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Very eye-opening experience for me. Again, like I said, I'm a freaking appalled. Can't believe it. So hopefully we can get everything. I'm addressing Mystic Rose here in the chat. She's the one who reached out to me, wanted me to come speak with her core group of affiliates. I did, and hopefully we can get a movement going because, you know, when people were in the Texas State Assembly, and this is why I sat back for a year and just watched, I want to see who the players were. I want to see who knew what they were talking about, how much they knew, and if this thing was actually, you know, going to go somewhere. Because I had experienced so much corruption in the court system, you know, while I was in prison on every level that, you know, I knew the state was corrupt. I knew the state of Texas is a for-profit corporation. All the judiciary courts in the state of Texas are for-profit corporations. I had that material in my hands. I was looking at it going, you know, okay, I see the corruption. I know the corruption. I understand the corruption, but how can I change the corruption? So I thought I was in a group of like-minded people who could effectuate that change, and it never happened. So today, right now, the Texas State Assembly does not exist. Okay? You have a state coordinator, Kyle Worley, who's an egomaniac, okay, a power-hungry mongrel for the most part, who is screwing people over. They want their materials back, and he's not answering their emails, phone calls, nothing. That's the Texas State Assembly. And it's exactly as I said it would be. It would be in disarray, chaos, and unorganized. And what is it? It's exactly that. Joanne Lockbaum. How you doing, Joanne? How's your husband? Okay, I'm going to give you a shout out because I told you so, didn't I? Weren't you one of the ones who sent money to Anabon Rights and got nothing in return? Zero? Fat goose egg? Didn't we tell you to leave then? And you didn't. You stayed, stuck around, got appointed a coordinator along with Kyle, a couple, and somebody else, and y'all all went on this power-hungry trip and blew it all up. Yeah, disillusioned everybody. Appreciate you, Joanne. Appreciate you, Kyle. Thank you for living up to my expectations. Appreciate you. Now, I got a question for you. Are you any further along than you were the last time you saw my face or spoke to me on a Zoom? Probably not, right? Like I told you. All right. Where'd you go? Abe, so doing the 1099A to get an alleged debt discharge is not a good plan. I've done 1099 child support department and a few credit cards. Abe, you probably have not had any success like I have had. As again, I stand up, take full responsibility for my actions, and I'm going to express my experiences to you truthfully and honestly. I did the 1099A process. How I got turned on to it was Kim, when we had our clandestine backdoor meeting in Dripping Springs, Texas, of all the movers and shakers from the Texas State Assembly. At that meeting, Kim Reynolds reached over to me. She goes, "Hey, you need to call this girl, former justice. She was the justice before me, because she's done a 1099A successfully." I'm like, "Oh, really? Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll call her." So on the way home from Dripping Springs, I called her and we had this nice discussion. Great phone voice. So she broke all this down to me and told me that she had done this for aunt's electricity bill and it was paid off. Oh, cool, man. I'm gonna have to try this. So when I got home the next day, boom, I got all into 1099A. Where where she got her information was from Bill Pittman. Bill has a Telegram group, Bill's Ideas. Been kicked out of there. because one of his administrators doesn't like me. Imagine that. Why? Because I'm in competition, because I sell trusts. Live Zoom, folks. Can't call me. Telling you to text me, so please text me. You're watching. So this is what I did. So we were doing the 1099As with the 1099 online portal. I did them for, of course, my electricity, my gas, cable, health insurance, car insurance. What else? Did like 8 different things. Oh, credit cards. Paid with credit cards. However, I stopped paying my monthly bills. I was just filing 1099, and then I'd get on the phone and we'd argue with whomever for these different companies. And I would spend hours on the phone, 2, 3, 4 hours, just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And when you're dealing with like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, these different companies, it gets tiring. So after about 3 months, boom, electricity got cut off, had to pay that bill. Gas got cut off, had to pay that bill. Cable got cut off, had to pay that bill. Credit cards going nuts. Everything's going nuts. And now I'm in the hole. I'm behind. I'm like, oh my God, what the hell am I doing? You know, what's going on? So the whole time during these 3 months, I'm talking to Bill on the phone. We're doing Zooms. This girl, she's on the phone, you know, because I'm exhausted. I can't talk to them anymore. So she's on the phone arguing with them, trying to get this 1099A, any 1099A to work. So after about 3.5 months of that didn't work. That was dead, fruitless, not even a nibble, nothing. And I had to get her out because she was doing nothing for me. So that's my experience with 1099A. To this day, I have yet to see one success using a 1099A process. Not one. You've got one out there. I want to see your proof of concept, proof of success, and I'd like to see you do it at least 2 times, maybe 3, with different things. Paid off your mortgage, you paid off your credit card, you paid off your electricity bill. That I would love to see. I don't think I will. Lone Star, you're welcome. Buffy, yeah, Buffy's in Tennessee. A lot of people from Tennessee. Tennessee's a great state, man. I went through there going to West Virginia. Y'all have a, I don't know if y'all still have them, fireworks superstore, I think. Stopped there, picked up some awesome fireworks. They have a lot of Telegram groups. Yeah, there's tons of them out there. You know, when you're, they want to target the individuals on Telegram who are very trustworthy, reliable, like myself, James. You know, they're looking, they're targeting us because they know we're not going to give you any bullshit and we are trustworthy. That's why they're utilizing us. That's why they're stealing our identities. I personally will never solicit you guys for anything through a message, through my group or anything. You guys know what I do, okay? I sell trust classes, I sell trust books, I'm selling some silver coins. That's it, okay? I'm not out to scam anybody. I did that in my past. This is my redemption for doing that. I was very good at what I did. Count on that. I actually wrote a movie, a screenplay about that. It's called The Grand Illusion. Yeah, I'll break it down to you. The Grand Illusion. I'll break the whole thing down to you. This is going to blow your minds. All right. This is the scam, and I'm going to tell you guys, and I created this scam. I did. I developed it, start to finish. And you can't do it today because of technology. Thank God. This is how I know so much about the criminal world, because I used to just be entrenched in it. Pick up a phone book, any phone book, white pages. And y'all remember those? They used to be about this big. Uh, you had your Houston, and but we just pick a number, you know, call them up, cold call. Hi, how you doing? Is this Mr. and Mrs. John Smith? Oh, it's Mr. Smith. How you doing, Mr. Smith? Hi. Yeah, my name's Steve Stackable. I'm the vice president of Gifts for You here in Houston, Texas. And I see you registered, or somebody registered for you, entry in a sweepstakes for a 1990 Jeep Grand Cherokee grand prize. Did you do that, sir? You didn't? Well, I have an entry form right here for you. It has your name. Is this your address? 1313 Mockingbird Lane, Houston, Texas, 77040. It is. Mr. Smith, I'm just happily to inform you that you are the grand prize winner of the 1990 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Absolutely. $32,500 vehicle, free for you. And be like, what? I'm like, yeah, I'm telling you, you just want a Jeep Grand Cherokee and we'd like to get it to you. Do you have a phone book? Do you have a Yellow Pages? Yeah. All right. This is what I need you to do. Go get your Yellow Pages. I want you to open it up to automobiles, and I want you to pick out the closest Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge dealership to you. Go ahead and go do that. They'd go get their phone book. They'd come back. They'd open it up. Okay, did you find one close to you? Oh, yeah, I got them right here. Okay, what's the number? They'd give me the number. And I would say, hang on, I'm gonna put you on a brief hold, and then we're gonna get on three-way, because this is before caller ID. This is when just the conference calling came out, and in the hold where you could, put people on hold and go to the other line. So they would give me the number. I'd put them on hold. I would call the dealership, and I'd ask to speak to the general manager. So I'd get the general manager on the phone, and boom, I'd give him the same spiel. Hi, this is Steve Stackable. I'm vice president of gifts for whatever, and break it off. Hey, I have a customer I have the grand prize winner on the other line. I'm going to click them over. I'm going to introduce them to you. They're going to come down. They're going to pick out their vehicle up to $32,500. And if they would like to get any other additional accessories, they can pay for that out of pocket. But that's what we're going to pay. We're going to pay up to $32,500 for the vehicle. So you could get one maxed out for about $35,000 at the time. So we were basing that price on, exactly what was available, kind of a median price for the Jeep Grand Cherokee. So I'd get the general manager and the grand prize winner on the phone, and we would all set up a meeting, and they would, okay, hey, can we come down in an hour? Yeah, sure. Come on down. I have a salesman waiting on you, blah, blah, blah. Boom, they'd go down there and they'd pick out their Jeep, take it for a test drive, and they'd call me back from the dealership. Yeah, we got it. Okay, I need you to have the salesman send me all the information on that vehicle so we can overnight them a cashier's check to pay for the vehicle. Well, sometimes the dealership would let them people take the car home without any funds. All they had was a Federal Express tracking number that we sent them back, and a copy, a Xerox copy that we faxed to them of the cashier's check, which of course is bogus and never going to get there. So the whole scam of the thing was that the grand prize winner had to pay the tax, title, license, and a gift tax. So roughly that usually came out to about $33,000 to $3,500. So how we operated, we'd go to an office building, a rundown office building, go in, and actually, let me back up. We had somebody who owned a nightclub, one of the top nightclubs here in Houston, and we'd go in and go through all the IDs that they had confiscated and find IDs that looked like somebody that we knew, so we could take that ID, have them go in and open up a mailbox, et cetera, or something like that, and get the office, sign the lease. They would do everything under this bogus driver's license that we had confiscated. Okay, this is a pretty valid scheme. Thank God, statute of limitations has exceeded me from doing this. So they would, we'd give them our Federal Express account number, which of course was set up under that bogus name. Federal Express has since changed their policies behind us, of course. I have a tendency to force people to do that historically, but they would send us an overnight, because we'd have Federal Express come to their house and pick it up. We'd set all that up. So all they had to do is go get a cashier's check for the amount that we told them to get for the tax, title, license, and gift charge. They'd overnight it to us. It'd go to mailbox, etc. Of course, we had a crash test dummy go pick up our mail, bring it to us at a different location every day, because we're constantly in flux, constantly moving around. A telemarketing room that we established in the office, 60 days, pushing it 90 days is like risky. So we always did the midnight moves about after roughly 60 days, shut everything down, ditched the mailbox, ditched the office, ditched the voicemails, ditched everything. Totally created everything brand new in another office, knew everything. So that's how we rolled. And we were making a substantial amount of money. At that time, I was dating Miss May, 1994 Playboy Centerfold. Absolutely. Sherry Marks. And, of course I had all this freaking cash money on me all the time. And, she's, wow, where you get all that money? And I told her, I run a telemarketing room. And when I explained to her what I did, I think that turned her off considerably because it was a bad thing. And I did some bad things in my life. I told you guys that, but it created me to make me who I am today. So I could express to you this particular scheme that we were running. And you can see, hey, this guy is really, really, really smart, very clever, established this and didn't get caught doing it. I eventually phased out of that because my conscience just rode on me about that for taking people's money. So I am guilty of it. That's why I'm doing this redemption. That's why I'm trying to help people get their money back or not fall in those pitfalls. There are dangerous, predatory people out there. I just happened to land in a group of predatory people who were running scams. They were making hundreds of thousands of dollars. They were like, driving Acura NSXs, Nissan 300ZXs at the time, all paid for, living in penthouse, the whole 9 yards. I didn't have it that well, but yeah. So I have vast experience in that. So I wanted to share that with you guys to let you know, when I tell you something, it's coming from experience. I've done it, been there, done it. I'm relaying to you what I've been through. So that's how that worked. But we're still back on the national as well. Hey, Keith Little, what's going on, my brother? They are not. They are not. Yeah, Keith, I want hey, for all you guys out there, guys and gals, I'm going to start bringing on guests. I've got a boogie here in a minute. I got to go to the post office for 2:00, drop this stuff off. But yeah, I'm going to start doing this noon show and I'm going to do it for like an hour, maybe two, but I'm going to have on one guest. That's it. That way, when there's a topic, you don't have to wade through 3 or 4 guests, 5 hours or more of material to get to where you want to go. So yeah, I want to have you on, Keith. I've been watching what you've been doing on YouTube. Jonathan Gardner, I'm sure you've answered this question 1,000 times, but should I put an explanatory statement with my DS11? That is 100% up to you. I would. I don't know what all you've, like I said again, I don't know what you've done, what you haven't done, what you know, what you don't know, et cetera, et cetera. That's a question for that particular issue. Of course, the man, the myth, he's not a myth, the legend, the GOAT, James C. Lovett. That's who you want to talk to on that. My advice, yes, put an explanatory statement with it. I don't know what you're going to put in that explanatory statement because, like I said, I don't know what you've done, what you haven't done. So
That's something up to you. But what you're doing with that is you are establishing the record. And if you're trying to correct the record, you need to correct the record and make that patently clear in your explanatory statement that there are some entries in your record that are inaccurate, and you are submitting this to correct the inaccuracies. A fortiori, hope I pronounced that correct, the 1099K is the one to know. Laughing out loud. We need to talk. I have a few things to show you. P.S. Form 6387, and see if you read it the same as I do. Laughing out loud. Yeah, if you want to talk to me, look, man. Nobody does this. Find anybody on YouTube who does that. Anybody. What did I just put in there? My cell phone number. On YouTube. Find anybody who does that. So if you want to talk to me, call me. If you call me and I don't answer my phone or don't send you a text in reply, you're going to hit my voicemail. What does my voicemail say? Does anybody? What's it say? You have reached a number that has been disconnected or permanently out of service. So when you hear that, that's my voicemail. It's there for a reason. So my number is not disconnected. I know I'm a clever boy, huh? That's what I get for mentally dropping out of school in the 4th grade. Jonathan, you're from Iowa. Hey, what's going on in Iowa? Jonathan Gardner, we're at Waterloo here. Oh, okay. And this is why I want to do the noon show, because it does bring people together so you guys can communicate and establish relationships, and hopefully we can move this thing forward. That's what I've always tried to do. That's what my website, the whole thing was about, was to bring in all these different influencers who have experience in these different realms or processes, so we all can work together in harmony to grow as a community, so we can bring others in to show them, hey, this is what we're doing. Here's our proof of concept. Here's our proof of success. What? Yeah. That's what I'm looking for. Hopefully we can do that. Newton. I'm just having a little old get together over here. Copperhead Road. Oh, Copperhead Road. Appalachian Mountains. They're all right till you get up there in West Virginia. And I tell you what, sometimes it takes 3 hours to go 25 miles in West Virginia, because you're like going in these hollers and up this mountain and down that mountain. And yeah, you're going 25 miles, but it takes you 3 hours to get there, just because all these winding and turning roads. Oh, that's your other profile. Okay. We got different profiles. Aisha, hello. How you doing? I hope I said that right. Yeah, I've told you guys, man, I'm wide open, man. I'm easy to find. I'm transparent. I'll try to help everybody I can with whatever I got. Fun thing. Okay. Jonathan, you're fresh to this. First heard about 6 months ago, been studying ever since. This is my closing advice. I'll be back tomorrow. We will address some more on the nationals issue. Hopefully people will reach out to me this evening and we can put something together. I'll go with this. Okay. And this is what I tell everybody when I initially communicate with them on the phone or through a Zoom, giving them a consultation, try to give them guidance. Okay. I don't know what you've done. I don't know what you haven't done. I don't know what you know. I don't know what you don't know. Okay. I don't know what your goals are. And more likely than not, you do not even know what your goals are. So I encourage everybody to write down what your goals are. And those are going to be dynamic. They're going to change as you learn about other things that are happening in this movement, i.e., I want to be private. I want to be on the do not detain list. I want a national passport. I want to change my name. I want the white card or black card. There's just enormity of processes out there. So what you need to do, and I do this for all my students, consultants, whatever. One of my students took it to heart and actually did it. And I use her as an example to emulate to you what you should do and what it looks like. So what she did, she made a 5-year plan, but she did a 1-year up front for immediate purposes. She was moving out of her mother's house into her own place, willingly, not because she had to or nothing like that. She's totally self-supported. But she has enough money to probably last her a year without having to work. So she decided, hey, I'm going to take 3 months, use my savings to pay all my bills to support myself, but I want to learn how to discharge my bills, whatever that looks like, whether it's taking your receipts and sending them to the Treasury, you're doing a 1099A, you're doing a legal tender process, you're doing a W-4 sandwich, whatever. Okay. So she determined that was her goal, to be able to pay her bills in 3 months and 90 days. So for the next 9 months of the year, her bills are paid. So she doesn't have to go to work. That way she's free 24/7 to study to achieve her other goals. Okay. So what she did is say, okay, that's my first priority, is to get my bills discharged. How do I do that? Who is the top guru, or what group out there is available to me, whether it's paid, free, whatever, that will help me achieve my goal? And that's what she did. And she's done that with all her goals. And she has a pathway. She has a clear vision of A to Z, how to get there. Now, having entered herself into the realm of those groups or those mentors or gurus, whatever you want to call them, teachers, whether or not it's effective, that's a question that she's going to have to encounter upon completion of whatever she's doing, whether it's a course or classes or, a book, whatever. But she has a pathway. She has a picture. And she can change that anytime she wants. She can go back in, well, I don't want to do that anymore. Or, no, that didn't work. I need to go find another group or another mentor. That's what everybody should be doing. You should have a book that has your game plan, what you're trying to achieve personally, professionally, commercially, whatever. I encourage everybody to do that. And I'm guilty. I don't have one. If I did that, man, I'd be like, yeah, it wouldn't stop. I just try to get through the day the best I can. Let me get back here because I've got to go to the post office. So I have to close this out unwillingly. We're close enough to get together sometime. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you guys do that. Y'all need to meet people. Oh, hey, y'all gonna trip out on this. Guess whose house I was at last week? Anybody? Anybody? I don't see anybody posting anything in there. Everybody knows Hollywood from the W4 PMA group, right? I was at her house last week. She lives about, 12 miles from me. She invited me over. She's been going through some health issues. I verified that myself, 100%. So if anybody has any questions about Hollywood, I have personally inspected her, and she is in ill health. She is in recovery. Hopefully, she's made some progress since the last time I saw her. And all my best wishes and speedy recovery to Hollywood. So for those of you who know her, be able to reach out to her. Big shout out to her. That is a thing. All right. Let me see. Do you work with knowledge well? I don't know if you're addressing me or somebody else. Or you have 10 profile out the algorithm. Yeah, I bet. Follow your UCC one first. It goes set free. Floyd also has a lone wolf survivor group for those who have been injured from the same. I do have a lone wolf survivor group in Telegram. I'll address that tomorrow. Put you guys out there. My dog needs some love and she probably needs to go outside and go potty. So I need to get her out there. Full acquittance and discharge. Keith, has anybody watched The Sound of Freedom? I started watching the beginning of Sound of Freedom. I have not seen it. I need to watch it. People send me links to the video to watch it free. I just haven't had the time. I need to. I'll probably watch it tonight. And now on my radar. I love you, Sasha. Man, I got such a good dog. Okay, kids. Sorry. Okay, folks. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell. If YouTube will allow you to get notifications when I do put out new videos, I will be here noon tomorrow for another show. We will again address a national issue. I'll bring up some lone wolf stuff. Hopefully, if I have time tonight, I will do a lone wolf video because I have some information that I want to share with you guys. Lone wolf survivors, if you're out there, you would like to recoup your funds that you expended with Lone Wolf, Patrick Marino, or any of his admins or associates, okay, I have helped one of his former students get their money back from their bank. Absolutely. Returned. Yes, not all of it. Some of it was. If you'd like to take advantage of that, I can hook you up. We'll deal with it tomorrow. I've got to go. I've got to roll. So thank you for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Again, I'm invisible without you. Thank you, everybody, for participating, putting in chats. Keith, everybody, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'll see you tomorrow. Have an awesome day. Be safe. Be careful. Running private plates on your vehicle, please be careful. Okay. I do not want anybody in this community to be murdered on the side of the road because they didn't want to pay $50, $60, $70, $80, $100 to register their vehicle to get proper state plates on their car. Can you run private plates and not have a risk of that? There are some plates out there in some jurisdictions, they've had no issues for decades. Others, boom, they spot them, pull them over, and it's automatic. You're a sovereign citizen, domestic terrorist, and we're taking that front immediately. That's what I don't want to see. That's why you don't see license plates on my website for sale anymore. I don't want to be the guy that sells somebody some private place and they get murdered. No, not going to do it. Califia plates. First 2 sets were ordered. They're being sent to the founder in Califia County right now. She should receive them any day. I have to go look and see what the tracking is on those 2 items. So I will have able to have actual pictures of the real plates. They are going to be put on vehicles in California. So I can't wait to see how the dynamics of that all works. I got to go, kids. Thank you very much for being here. I love you. I will see you tomorrow.